everybody, Kay here. I'm finally able to bring to you another tutorial. This time I'm bringing a tutorial on how I made the pop-up pages for the Star mini album that I did with the Companions collection. So this time around I'm using the Dance collection by Authentique. I literally used the entire collection for this mini album. I only had a few scraps left over and that was it, but I ended up using pretty much all the papers for this mini album. So let's just take a quick walk through this mini album. It is in essence, it is a Star mini album with a little extra to it, which is this pop-up element right here. But it is a Star mini album. So this mini album measures, I think 7.5, yeah, 7.5 inches wide by 6 3/4 inches high. And since it's a Star mini album, it has 5 pages. And this album is really meant to be put on display. So it opens up like this. You know, you open it up. And there's a little clip here that I included, and that's what you put on the end here to keep it open. And there's your Star mini album, and they call it a Star mini album because it forms a star. As you can see from the top, it forms a star, a dimensional star. So that's why it has 5 pages, and it looks really cool. I mean, you have little pop-up elements, kind of hard to see at an angle. But it has those oh, there you go, you can see it from the top. It has these pop-up elements that stand out, and that's really where you can put your photos. But there's a lot more places in this album to put photos in other than just the pop-ups. So, quick walk through the album. So here, I did a little slight difference from the Companions mini album, but for the most part I used the same techniques. So here I made actually a pocket page. You can tuck it right in here. This I left open so you can slide things underneath it. I'll keep this to show. And then here's the other page. Same thing here. You can slide something here. That's also another place to store things. And on each one of these pop-up elements, I mean, I put the cut-up parts on the front, but on the back, you can adhere a photo on each one. So that's really up to you. You don't have to, but that is a place to put photos right back here. And third page, I have these paper clips with tulle on it and some ribbon, or lace actually. And this is what keeps these flaps closed. So these are little flaps that I added here. And next page, you have another sliding element here. Here's another pocket page. And I put these things here, these tabs, to kind of keep the whatever you put in these pockets from popping out or sliding out. So these keeps everything in there. And here's the next page. And these are also flaps that flip open on both sides. They mirror each other, so these open up. I'll keep these off. And there's also on each page there are very large pockets, and inside each pocket is a large tag. And these tags are actually a pocket within a pocket. Oh, here you go. So I left the top open actually. So you can actually slide other mementos, journaling, memories, documents, anything else you might want to slide behind these large tags. So each one of them has a different design, but I left every single one of them open on top. So this is pretty much a pocket inside a pocket. You can look at it that way. Sliding element right here. And the last pocket. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. So in my tutorial, what I'm showing you is how to make the base of this mini album, so the pages. So I'm going to show you how to make the pages and how to adhere them in order to make the pockets. The decoration and all that I do not show because I really leave that up to the crafter. It's up to you how you want to decorate your pages. I mean, you can make pockets, you can make belly bands, you can make flaps, you can leave them plain, you can make pockets. I mean, it's really up to you how you want to decorate them, so I don't really get into that part. I'm just going to show you how to do the base. Also, I apologize ahead of time, and I believe I also apologize in my video. It's been a while since I've been able to do a tutorial, and it's also been a few months that I did the original pop-up star mini album. So I forgot a lot of the steps. But I did include everything that's needed to make the base. But I did make a couple of mistakes and I had to backtrack. So I'm sorry about that, but I did the best that I could in the limited amount of time that I had. So I'm not gonna talk anymore. Let's get started. Okay, so let's start with making the pages for this mini album. Bear with me because I made this mini album several months ago now, so I'm trying to remember how I did it, but luckily I kept the template. So I used the template to kind of refresh my memory. I've also changed the placement of the camera, so hopefully you will not hear that weird echoey sound that is in my previous tutorials. So let's give it a try. Let's start. So to begin, you're gonna need five pieces of cardstock measuring 6.5 by 11. So this is already pre-cut, and this is going to be my first page that I'm going to walk through. So 6.5 by 11, and then you're going to score that in half, so that is at 5.5. All right, so this is what we're going to make right now. All right, this is my prototype that I used, and I already got I got started already, so. All right, this is a little hard to see, but what you're going to do is, once you have it scored in half, you're going to measure 1 inch all the way around. So the Tim Holtz ruler works really well for this, because if you go from this thick line right here to the end, oops, there, you can see there, that thick line to the end, that's actually 1 inch. So all I did was just measure 1 inch all the way around, and then with a pencil just lightly draw all the way around to create a 1 inch border all the way around. So you can kind of see it there. There it is. You can kind of see it there all the way around that I already drew it. 1 inch, 1 inch all the way around. Okay? Once you have that done, this is going to be this part right here. When this is folded, you can see it, this part that sticks out right here, this little inch right here. You're going to create that on the scored side, on the folded side. You're going to measure 2 1/4 inches in. So using the same ruler, 2 1/4 inches in, and you're going to mark it right here. And then you're going to do the same on the other side. 2 1/4 inches in, and then you're going to mark it right there. And that is it. So that is all the marking you're going to do, and then now it's time for trimming. So you're going to trim these 3 sides, 1, 2, 3, all right, and then on the folded side you're only going to score the 2 1/4 inch marks that you just made. Not score, sorry, cut. You're only going to cut into the 2 1/4 inch marks that you just made right here. So this mark you can actually erase. That was made when I made the 1 inch borders all the way around. So you don't need that one. So there you go. Now you can see it better in the reflection of the light. So you're going to trim 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to trim just right here, 1 and 2. And that's it. And that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so there you have it. So all the trimming is done. And now comes a little bit more of folding and scoring. So let me see, let me look at my template here. So this goes down the middle piece stays down and these side ones come up. And this one goes down. Okay. And then this gets scored. Let me see here. Yep. And then if I remember correctly, yes. You can actually fold it right along the lines right there. See, the lines are still there from when I previously did it, but you're basically just scoring these little pieces right here and over here. Okay. Same on the other side. Right there. Kind of like where the two cut lines meet is where you're scoring. Lightly scoring. Okay. There we go. Alright, so that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get it so that these outer ones fold up and the middle one folds down. So the middle one is valley and these two are mountains. And then you make these two, the two photo mats, kind of meet together like that. And then that's when you push down and you score. That's where you really burnish. Alright, so you want to make everything even here. There we go. Take out my little burnishing tool here, my little bone folder. There and there. Okay. So there you got the middle pop-up piece. There you go. And then you just got to fold these two in the middle. So I believe I have it marked as scoring at 2 3/4, because basically what you're doing is you're taking this corner and you're making it meet to this one right here. So you're folding this piece in half. That's all you're doing. So why do I have it at 2 3/4 though? Because that, if this is 5 1/2, so it should actually be at what is it? I'm terrible at math. 2 3/4. So I think it's easier though. You know what? I find it easier, instead of doing the math, to just have this one meet this one and then just score it in half. I think that's a lot safer than me giving actual measurements. So there, and then do the same thing on the bottom. Have one corner meet the other corner right here in the middle. Like that. And then just score it. Like that. And then do the same on the other side. Grab this corner and make it meet to this corner. Like that. In the middle. A lot safer than giving out numbers. At least in this situation it is. And there you go. And then you can use your bone folder to just get that down nice. And that's it. And your page is made. There you go. That's what it's going to look like. That's what it should look like from the top. Almost like a zigzag diamond shape. And this is what it looks like from the top. But you can already see the pages forming in a pop-up element, right? So here's your borders. Here's your photo mats where you're going to place your photos, and you can put in the front and the back some photos. And then when it folds, it's going to fold like this. And that's what it should look like folded. Kind of like a reverse E, kind of. Something like that. Alright, so that's it. That's how you make the pages. So you make 5 of these. And then what you're going to do is, I'll use the template for this one. You're going to need the outside part, what this is going to be adhered to. So this measures 8 by 6 3/4. Let me double check that. Like I said, yeah, I get it. I joined two together. So one is going to measure 8 by 6 3/4, and the other one is going to measure 7 1/2. Yep, 7 1/2 by 6 3/4. All right. So you're going to cut those two pieces out, and this is for each page. You're going to cut those two pieces out, and then the 8 by 6 3/4 piece, you're going to score on one side 1/2 inch, right here. You can kind of see the tab there. Score it 1/2 inch, put some double-sided adhesive, and then join your two pieces together to form this page like that. All right, that's all I did here. You can see it right there. All right, so once you have that, you're going to adhere the page inside. And the best way to do that is you fold it closed, how I have it like now, and you're only going to put adhesive on this part right here, the outside piece right here, this 1 inch border. Not the middle piece sticking out, not this part, the photo mats, just this border right here. All right, same on the other side. But you're going to do this one at a time. It's just safer and easier. So take one side first, this side, right, because you're going to go this way first. So this stays open. You put your adhesive here on this border, and then eyeball it. That's really what I did, and leave about 1/8 of an inch border. All right, so see how that's like about 1/8 of an inch? Leave about 1/8 of an inch border right here. So from here, from the top and from the bottom, center it, so you leave like about 1/8 and adhere it down. So you're gonna glue it right there like that. And then once that part is glued down, and you can use double-sided tape or wet glue for this. I tend to use wet glue because I've said it already many times in my tutorials, I'm very lopsided, so I can never just glue it down right straight the first time. I have to wiggle it. So I use wet glue. Once that's adhered, on this part, I tend to use double-sided tape because, I mean, it's already, once it's down, it's not moving. So then you would put adhesive on this border, and then you just close it. Press it down until it's glued, and that's it. All right, so I'll be right back to show that piece real quick. I just need to make this part out of the black cardstock. All right, be right back. I am back. I figured I'd pick up at this point right before I made the outside covers. So I'm at this point right here. I already have my two pieces cut out. One 8 by 6 3/4, the other one 7 1/2 by 6 3/4. And as you can see, the 8 inch one, I scored at 1/2 inch. And I scored at 1/2 inch on the 8 inch side, right? Yeah, just to make sure. So on the 8 inch side, I scored at 1/2 inch, and I already put double-sided tape in here. And now I'm about to adhere this to make one big cover, and that's where I am right now. One page done. Ta-da! See? Now you open it up and it has a pop-up element to it. And that's it. So you're going to repeat the same steps 5 times. And I'll be back to show you real quick how you adhere the pages together to create the big pockets right here. Alright, so I'll be right back to show you how I make the large pockets. So my pages are all done, as you can see here. They're all done and put together and assembled. So now comes the part where I adhere the book or put the book together, right? So keep in mind that this is a star style mini album, so that's why there's 5 pages. And there are different ways to bind this book. but I kind of wanted to keep that star mini album look, which is why I have the 5 pages and why I'm binding them this way. You could probably bind them with gussets and stuff in between, but then it'd be a different style of mini album, you know, and then I would probably add more pages to it than just 5. So to make the large pockets, I'm using hinges, as you can see here. And this is a great time to use up the leftover scraps for when you're cutting your cardstock. You're going to have leftover strips of paper, of cardstock. And from there, just trim 8 strips, measuring 6 3/4, which is the height of the album, by 1 inch, and then you're going to score the hinges in half. And this is what you're going to use to adhere your pages together and in turn forming a pocket. So I'll do one on the video here. You know what? And I forgot the bottom. Totally forgot about the bottom. So it's actually 3 strips per page. Didn't even realize that. Hello. I could say, you could tell it's been a while since I did this mini album because I completely forgot about that piece. So I'm just going to quickly cut a piece that's going to go down here because you have to close your pocket, right? Or else everything's going to go straight down. So this measures, I think 7 1/4 or so. Why can't I get a good measurement? 7 1/2, that's what I thought. 7 1/2. So 7 1/2, the bottom ones are going to be 7 1/2 by 1 inch, scored in half. So let me go do that real quick. And I'll be right back. Ready? And a couple more things that I forgot. Another tip, it's probably better to put your double-sided tape before you miter the corners. That way you have adhesive all the way till the ends of the border. So the other ones I trimmed first before putting the adhesive. This time around I put the adhesive first, and now I'm trimming. So now you have tape that goes all the way to the edges. So it was a good thing. The other thing too is, since I totally forgot about the bottom pieces, it's better to put the bottom pieces underneath the side pieces like this. See, so if you noticed, I already kind of pushed up the bottoms a little bit here because I'm gonna slide the bottom piece underneath it. It just helps a little with the tags when they go in, that they don't get snagged on this piece. It just helps a little bit. So, and this is the top, yep. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to adhere the bottom piece here first underneath the 2 side ones. There you go. Throw that out. Done. There you go. So 1 page has been put together, and here's your pocket. Right in here. Very large pocket. And you got 2 pages of your book put together. Alright, and that's it. And then you repeat the same steps to adhere the next 3 pages of your star book or star mini album, and you are done. I mean, the rest is really just decorating. So I hope you guys found this tutorial useful. I do apologize that I made a couple of mistakes. It's been a while and I don't have a lot of time to really dedicate to tutorials, so I kind of did this one on the fly just to get something out there. I hope it's a little bit better, that there's not as much noise. And if there are any questions, just feel free to ask them right here on YouTube or on my blog. The links will be in the description below. And thanks for stopping by, and stay safe, everyone.